The soft drizzle outside whispered against the windows, blurring the city lights into melting colors. You sat cross-legged on the floor of your living room, staring at nothing in particular. Your wedding dress hung in the corner, pristine, untouched, almost glaring in the dim light. It should have made you feel excited. It didn't. It felt heavy, almost suffocating. A knock sounded at the door, followed by the familiar jingle of keys. Only me. Jungkook's voice called out, warm and light, like a blanket thrown over your shivering soul. You turned just in time to see him enter, carrying two steaming cups of coffee from your favorite cafe down the street. His black hoodie clung to him slightly from the rain, his dark eyes dazzled, droplets clinging into the lashes. "Hey," he said softly, kicking off his shoes. "Brought reinforcements." You gave him a weak smile as he handed you a cup and sat beside you, his presence instantly making the room feel less lonely. "Thanks," you murmured, wrapping your hands around the warm cup but not drinking. Jungkook leaned back against the couch, stretching out his legs lazily. "So, bride to be. How's the head? Spinning yet?" You tried to smile. "Just nervous, I guess." "You're allowed to be. Big day tomorrow." He nudged your shoulder playfully. "Minho is a lucky guy." You let out a breathy laugh, sipping the coffee without tasting it. "Lucky, yeah." Jungkook looked at you a second longer than necessary. "You know, if something doesn't feel right, even now, you can still change your mind." You blinked at him, startled. "What are you talking about?" He shrugged casually, masking the storm brewing inside him. "Just saying, your happiness matters. Don't forget that." But a tiny crack formed into your heart, so small you barely noticed it, and Jungkook noticed because he always noticed you. "Hey, come on, it's me. If you're gonna run away from your own wedding, at least give me a heads up so I can steal the best mate's speech." That made you laugh, a small, genuine laugh, but it faded almost immediately. You turned your head to look at him. His brown eyes were steady, quietly urging, asking without words if you were truly happy. "Jungkook," you began, voice faltering. He sat up straighter immediately. "Yeah?" You hesitated, the words trapped behind your teeth. Before you could speak, he reached out, brushing a strand of hair behind your ear, so gently it made your throat tighten. "You don't owe anyone anything. Not your parents, not Minho, not the guests waiting tomorrow. Your life, it's yours." You swallowed hard, blinking away the sudden sting in your eyes. "I know," you whispered. "It's just, I don't want to disappoint anyone." He smiled sadly, leaning his forehead against yours for a brief second. "You won't, not the people who really love you." The warmth of his touch lingered long after he pulled away, leaving you with a hollow ache you couldn't name. The rehearsal dinner went by in a blur, smiling faces, clinking glasses, endless well wishes that bounced off your skin like meaningless noise. You plastered on the perfect smile, accepted congratulations like awards, while inside a strange numbness crept deeper into your chest. It wasn't until you returned home and reached for your phone, only to find your purse painfully light, that panic struck. "Great," you muttered, already exhausted. It was probably still at the venue. You grabbed your car keys and rushed back out into the night. The rain now a steady misty curtain under the street lights. The hall was almost deserted when you arrived. A few staff bustled around, stacking chairs and wiping down tables. You moved quickly through the empty main room, your heels echoing hollowly. Your phone lay forgotten on a side table. You spotted it instantly, but just as you reached for it, a sound made you freeze. Laughter, not just any laughter. familiar, soft, and intimate. Your stomach twisted as you turned towards the open doors leading to the side garden. There, partially hidden by the rose bushes soaked in rain, stood Minho and Yuna. Your breath caught. They were standing too close, way too close. Minho's hand brushed a wet strand of hair from Yuna's face, his touch lingering in a way no fiancé should touch anyone but his bride to be. You should have left, you should have turned around, but your feet rooted to the spot. You know, it's not what I want. Minho's voice was low, almost breaking. You are the one I love. Yuna looked up at him, her expression torn between guilt and longing. Then why are you marrying her? She whispered, her voice slicing through you like knives. Minu ran a frustrated hand through his hair, stepping back. Because it's too late. Everyone expects it. Our parents, her family. She has been dreaming about this day for years. I thought I could learn to love her the way she deserves. I thought maybe it wouldn't matter. Yuna hugged herself tightly, tears glistening in her eyes. I can't watch you do this, Minu. It's not fair to her or to you. I know, he said brokenly. I know. Your heart slammed against your ribs, loud enough you were afraid they would hear it. Your vision blurred, your ears rolled. You stumbled backward, barely catching yourself on the table. Your phone clattered to the ground unnoticed. You ran through the rain, the parking lot spinning around you, your mind screaming but your voice locked tight in your throat. The moment you slammed the door shut behind you, you slid down against it, hugging your knees to your chest. The weight of your dress, your flowers, your invitations, it all crushed you. A life built on lies, a love that was never real. Your body shook with silent sobs, your phone still clutched in your hand, burst weakly. Jungkook. The name flashed on the screen like a lighthouse in a storm. With trembling fingers, you answered. Hello? Hey, where are you? I stopped by to drop something off. You're not home. There was a pause as he heard the brokenness in your breathing. Baby, what's wrong? The nickname slipped out, something he had used when you were drunk or laughing or teasing. But tonight it sounded so raw, so desperate. You choked out, can you come over? I'm already on my way. 15 minutes later, Jungkook burst through the door, soaked from head to toe. His hoodie clung to him, water dripping from his hair, but he didn't care. He dropped to his knees in front of you, his hands hovering, not knowing where to touch, terrified of breaking you more. What happened? Talk to me, please. He sounded scared. You looked up at him, your vision swimming, and the dam broke. I can't marry him, you sobbed. I can't. I heard him. He loves someone else. He loves Yuna. Jungkook paled. For a second he froze completely, his fist clenching so tight his knuckles turned white. Then he surged forward and pulled you into his arms, cradling you against him like you were the most precious thing in the world. It's okay, he whispered over and over, rocking you gently. It's okay. I've got you. You clung to him desperately, your tears soaking into his hoodie, your heart breaking all over again in the safety of his embrace. You deserve better. Jungkook murmured into your hair, his voice hoarse. You deserve someone who wakes up every day and chooses you, someone who would never even look at someone else. You cried harder, the sound dripping from your chest. And Jungkook just held you, letting you break apart in his arms, vowing slightly that no matter what happened tomorrow or the day after that, he would be there always. The morning sun spilled through the curtains, mocking you with its golden cheerfulness. Today should have been your wedding day. Instead, it was the day you chose yourself, and today everything would fall apart. You stood in front of the mirror, smoothing down the simple white dress you had thrown on, not the wedding gown. Your face was pale but set with quiet determination. A knock rattled the door. Your mother's voice called out, sharp and bright, "Honey, the makeup artist is here." You closed your eyes, gathering your courage. Your heart thundered so loudly it echoed in your ears. She knocked again. "I'm coming in." Before you could move, your mother bustled in, followed by two women carrying makeup kits. Your mother froze seeing you, fully dressed, no veil, no jewelry, standing stiffly by the window. "What's going on?" she asked, frowning. "Why aren't you ready?" You swallowed the lump in your throat. "I need to talk to everyone," you said, voice trembling but strong. "Now, before anything else happens." Your mother narrowed her eyes. "Talk about what? Please." You repeated, a crack appearing in your mask. "Just gather everyone." Something in your tone must have warned her, because she hesitated, then nodded stiffly and stormed out. You turned back towards the window, feeling the first fissures of fear creeping up your spine. There would be no turning back after this. 15 minutes later, everyone was gathered in the large living room. Your parents, Minho, his parents, Yuna, standing awkwardly at the back. Even Jungkook, who had refused to leave your side last night, lingered in the hallway, tensed and ready. You stood alone in front of them, the carpet under your bare feet suddenly feeling like sand. Your father cleared his throat impatiently. "Sweetheart, what is this nonsense? You're keeping the whole ceremony waiting." Your mother was wringing her hands, shooting nervous glances at Minho. Minho himself, your fiancé, looked concerned but calm, walking towards you slowly. "Hey," he said gently. "Are you okay? It's just nerves, right?" You took a deep, shaking breath. "I'm not marrying you," you said, loud enough that the words seemed to crack against the walls. Silence, pure stunned silence followed after your words. It was Mino who broke it, blinking rapidly. "What? What are you talking about?" You stared at him, really stared, and for the first time, he looked nervous. Your mother gasped, your father cursed under his breath. "What foolishness is this?" His mother cried, standing up. "The guests are already here. We have reputations, child. What are you saying?" Mino stepped closer, reaching for your hands. "Hey, listen to me. You're just overwhelmed. It's normal. We can..." You stepped back, making him flinch. Don't you dare touch me with the same hands that held her last night." A visible shudder ran through the room. Minho paled, the blood drained from his face. Your mother's mouth dropped open. "Her? Who? What are you talking about?" You turn your head towards Yuna. Yuna, who looked like she wanted the ground to swallow her whole. "Yuna," your voice cracked. "My best friend." Gasps rippled through the room. Minho opened his mouth but no sound came out. You stepped forward, your hands trembling at your sides. "I heard you at the garden. I heard everything. You told her you loved her, that you were marrying me because you had to, that you were trying to learn how to love me." Mino shook his head desperately. "No, it's not what you think. It was a mistake." Tears blurred your vision, but you refused to fall apart. "A mistake would have been one stupid moment, but hiding it from me, choosing to lie to me, that's not a mistake, that's a decision." Minho visibly recoiled, shame flashing across his face. Your father bellowed something, but you barely heard him over the roaring in your ears. You turn your gaze on Yuna now, every muscle in your body trembling from holding yourself together. And you were supposed to be my best friend. Yuna stepped forward, tears in her eyes. Wyan, I didn't mean for it to happen. Please, you don't understand. You laughed, a bitter, broken sound. No, Yuna, I do understand. You understood what you were doing the second you let him touch you, the second you let him tell you he loved you. And you said nothing. You could have warned me in the start. I would have stepped back if you told me you love him. Yuna's tears spilled over. I thought you loved him. I didn't want to ruin your happiness. You ruined it the moment you decided your happiness mattered more than my trust. You snapped, the pain raw in every word. The room felt deadly silent. You could feel everyone's stares burning into your skin, some judgmental, some pitying. You didn't care anymore. You straightened your spine, breathing through the agony clawing at your ribs. I would rather walk away alone than spend the rest of my life wondering if I'm enough. You wiped at your tears roughly. This wedding is off, you declared. Your father's face turned red. Your mother sobbed into her hands. Mino called your name once, brokenly, but you ignored him. You turned towards Jungkook, who had been standing silently near the doorway the entire time. His fists clenched at his sides, his face scarfed with rage and sadness for you. Meeting his eyes, full of fierce loyalty and heartbreak, gave you strength. Without looking back, you walked towards him. Jungkook reached for you instinctively, his hand brushing the small of your back protectively as you passed the shocked crowd. Together, you walked out the door. You sat in Jungkook's car, staring at your trembling hands. The rain had started again, tapping gently against the windshield, a soft, mocking rhythm against the heavy silence inside. You had held yourself together for as long as you could. Now, every breath you took felt like swallowing glass. Neither of you spoke. The weight of everything that had just happened hung in the air like a second skin. Jungkook's hand reached out slowly, hesitantly, then wrapped around yours, squeezing gently. You were amazing, he said, his voice low, almost irreverent. You shook your head, the tears finally spilling over, blurring your vision completely. I'm not, you choked out. I'm a mess, a disaster. He squeezed your hand tighter, but you barely felt it. Your heart was splintering inside your chest, sharp and aching. A broken sob slipped from your throat before you could stop it, and once it started, you couldn't hold it back. You know what's funny? I tried so hard to be perfect, to be enough, to love right, to be loved right. Your body shook as the sobs tore through you, years of hidden fears surfacing all at once. Maybe, you gasped, swallowing painfully. Maybe love just isn't meant for me. Jungkook's hand tensed around yours, his knuckles white. I give everything, and it's never enough. I'm always the second choice, the safe option, the one they settle for. Tears streamed down your face, hot and endless. I'm so tired, Jungkook. So tired of not being enough for anyone. You buried your face in your hands, your whole body trembling. Jungkook moved then, swiftly but carefully, pulling you into his arms. You collapsed against him without resistance, sobbing into his chest as he held you tighter than he ever had before, like he was trying to hold you together when you couldn't do it yourself. He let you cry, let you break, didn't say empty words, he just stayed, warm, real, and steady. When your cries finally softened into broken hiccups, he pulled back just enough to cup your face in his hands, forcing you to look at him, and when he spoke, his voice was hoarse with emotion. I can't stay silent anymore, he said, his forehead pressing gently against yours. I can't keep pretending I'm just your friend. Your wide, tear-filled eyes searched his. I can't watch you fall apart and act like I'm okay because I'm not. I'm not okay. Not when you are hurting like this. You opened your mouth to speak, but he shook his head slightly, his thumb brushing your tear-streaked cheek. I love you. He breathed like the word had been waiting in his chest forever. I love you so much it terrifies me. Your breath caught painfully. I don't just love you in some easy passing way. I love you in the way that there will never be anyone else. In the way that no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you'll always be it for me. His hand slid into your hair, cradling the back of your head. You deserve a love that's loud, not hidden, not half-hearted, not out of duty, but out of choice. He closed his eyes, taking a shaky breath. And if you let me, I'll spend the rest of my life choosing you. Your tears started anew, but they were different now, softer, messier, full of disbelief and hope all tangled together. You don't have to believe it right now, he said softly, pulling you against him again. You just have to let me prove it. You pulled back slightly, just enough to see his face. Your voice came out raw and broken. Why didn't you tell me, Jungkook? He froze, guilt flashing in his eyes before he looked away, staring out at the rain-smeared windshield. You watched him struggle for words, and somehow that hurt even more. Was I that unlovable? You whispered. His head snapped back towards you instantly, horror on his face. No, God, no. Don't ever think that. Then why? Your voice cried. Why did you let me believe I had to settle for less? That I wasn't enough to be loved like this? Jungkook ran a hand through his soaked hair, his jaw tightening painfully. Because I was scared, because I didn't think I deserved you. You blinked at him stern. I saw you. I saw how bright you were, how kind, how good. And I thought, how could someone like me ever be good enough for someone like you? You opened your mouth, but he kept going, the words tumbling out now, raw and desperate. I thought it was better if I just stayed by your side. Better to be a friend than to risk losing you altogether. He let out a bitter laugh, rubbing his palms over his face. But watching you get engaged, seeing you plan a life with someone else, he swallowed hard, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. It killed me, every damn day. He leaned forward, pressing his forehead to yours again, his breath ragged. But I kept telling myself, if you were happy, even if it wasn't with me, then that was enough. A broken sound left your throat, somewhere between a sob and a gasp. You idiot, you whispered, hitting his chest weakly with your fist. You idiot, Jungkook. He caught your wrist gently, cradling your hand against his heart. I know, I know. You stared at him, your breath breaking and mending all at once. You should have told me, you whispered, your voice barely there. I know. The silence stretched between you, thick with everything you could have had, everything you almost lost. Finally you spoke, your voice trembling. I don't know if I can just forget everything that happened, you said honestly. I don't know if I can just jump into something new. Jungkook nodded, his eyes never leaving yours. I don't want you to forget. I just want a chance to help you heal, even if it takes forever. You closed your eyes, feeling the depth of his words settle into your bones. Maybe love wasn't supposed to be easy. Maybe it was supposed to be fought for, broken for, rebuilt, and maybe the love you deserve was finally standing right in front of you.